Rescue operations have been going on all morning long. Joe, do you have any good news for us at this point?
Well, it's only good news in that it's delaying probably the inevitable. The last time we talked with you, the death count, the confirmed death count, was at 14, and we're told that number has not changed as yet. We're also told that there were 8 people rescued and taken to the hospital, and several of those are in critical condition. With me now is Gary Jenkins in the LA Fire Department. And Gary, you have a message you want to get out. You're asking the media to get out.
Yes, at this time, the Los Angeles City Fire Department is asking all CERT team members, that's Community Emergency Response Team members, to report to their pre-designated staging areas. These are members that have been trained by the Los Angeles City Fire Department's disaster preparedness teams to assist us with disasters such as this.
Now, what do you know about the Red Cross? Have these folks been able to get shelter someplace?
Yes, the Red Cross has set up shelters for people here and people in need of sheltering from other incidents at Chatsworth, Granada, and Sylmar High School, also Kennedy High School.
Okay, one more time, you're asking again?
That all CERT members, Community Emergency Response Team members, report to their pre-designated staging areas to assist the Los Angeles City Fire Department.
Okay, Gary Jenkins, thank you very much. Again, 14 confirmed dead. Keith, come on over here if you can, just a little bit, and we'll show you again the difference. I think this is rather spectacular. There is the sister building, 3 stories tall, and then off to the left of your screen is the building that now is 2 stories tall. Again, 14 people are dead. The coroner's office is here. They have already taken out 2 bodies. They took a gurney in and some body bags. I would expect that more bodies will be coming out in just a few minutes. Again, 8 people in the hospital, some critical. We saw 3 people rescued. They're all right. They were conscious when they were brought out. And of course, we're in a stage 2 search here. That means that people are in fire department and police personnel in looking for additional bodies. I'm Joe McMahon reporting live.
Thank you, Joe. We're going to go to President Clinton right now.
Prayers tonight, and we'll support our common efforts to help them to recover from this tragedy and to get on with the business of rebuilding their lives. The assistance here will be short-term to help people get through the next few days, but there will also be long-term work to be done, and we expect to be involved as full partners in that. Again, let me say, I wish the mayor, the governor, the people of California well. We're looking forward to working with them. I've had the opportunity to speak with both Senator Boxer and Senator Feinstein today, and I'm confident that everybody's doing everything they can. I'm going to be here basically waiting for reports today and tomorrow as we assess what our next steps should be. Let me sign the document for disaster declaration, and then I will answer a few questions. Yes, Will.
When you say that this will be short-term assistance, any idea how much money this is going to cost the federal government in the short term as well as in the long term? Will you be going back to Congress seeking emergency assistance?
I don't know. We've got to wait until we get some sense of how much money is involved. The most expensive thing I know about now would obviously be the 3 freeways. And any of you who have ever, and I guess all of you, certainly with me and probably on your own, have been on those freeways in times of difficult traffic, know that how pivotal that's going to be to restoring the economic capacity of the people of Southern California. They depend heavily on those freeways, and with that many, with 3 of them severely damaged, I would imagine that would be the most urgent and most expensive need that we know about now. Now, of course, there may be other things, and I have to get a report. Again, I expect to be getting reports on this all through tomorrow.
Mr. President, are you considering going after yourself?
Yes, you know, I went to the flooded areas in the Middle West, and I went, I basically like to take a first-hand view of these things, but I don't want to be in the way. When I go, I want to be a constructive presence. And we've got Mr. Witt out there. We've got Secretary Cisneros and Secretary Pena out there. We've got people from my staff out there. I think it's important that I not go out there and get in the way. So I don't know when it would be appropriate for me to go. I'm going to wait till I get some feedback from the folks on the ground there. They've got enough of a traffic jam with those 3 interstates messed up as it is.
Mr. President, what went through your mind this morning when you first were told about this earthquake? We understand you called your brother right away.
Well, the first thing, I guess I was a citizen first. First thing I did was pick up the phone and call my brother because I knew that he lived very close to the epicenter of the earthquake. And I called him probably at 5:15 their time, so it was maybe 35 minutes or 40 minutes after the earthquake had occurred. He was fine. He said they'd suffered some, there's some significant disruption in movement there in his apartment, but they didn't have any significant loss. So I felt good about that. And then I went to try to get another report, and then I started calling folks in California in a more official capacity. But of course, like all of you, I was able to watch it all unfold on television. It was really something.
Mr. President, do you anticipate a need to activate federal troops to, come to the aid of rescue?
If we need to do it, we can. We're organized to do it. But again, I want to wait until I get a report back from Mr. Witt after he talks to the mayor and the governor and others involved out there. We've had a pretty good record of, we've had experience working with the folks in that area. Ironically, we've got some sites that were made available for emergency aid during the fires that could still be activated rather quickly. I mean, our folks are in place there, and the contingencies that they need to think through, I think, have pretty well been thought through. So we should be able to give you a much better report tomorrow sometime. Thank you.
And there you have heard from President Clinton addressing the situation. He signed the papers declaring Southern California, San Fernando Valley, Los Angeles area national disaster area. That means federal dollars will be available to assist in our rebuilding from this tragedy. As amount of cost to the federal government, the president said it was too early to tell, but in his estimation, and as we know living here in Southern California, the greatest cost will come to repairing those 3 freeways that have collapsed, that have sustained the greatest amount of damage. That is what we depend on. It's more or less our lifeline here in this region to get around and to make our way through our lives, and that needs to be repaired as quickly as possible. John North, or Steve Wolford is joining me now, right? Gina Gleason has left for a while, and we have
a break, and we'll go right to John North. He's joining us live with a news van at a medical center. John, go ahead and fill us in exactly where you are and what's happening there.
Well, I'm at the Holy Cross Medical Center. It is a trauma care center, and it has been evacuated, or largely evacuated. There were 200 patients here this morning. You saw some of the damage up there in the air conditioning units. What happened is that all the water pipes broke, things like the sprinklers up on the first floor, and flooded down through the hospital. There are still 60 patients left here. They've moved those out to where they can. They're doing a sort of triage on patients. The most critically ill, for the most part, are still here. They're trying to find places for them. It is one of many of the hospitals around the area that have had problems. Where they can, as you can see in the background, they've been bringing people. You can go over to your left a little bit, Wally. Families are they're coming in and trying to pick up their relatives, their family members, where they can. They have moved a lot of the patients down to the first floor, those who don't need critical care facilities. They have no water except for the storage water that they brought in. They have no electricity except for the backup electricity. Ms. Nussbaum, could I talk to you a second, or may I talk to you now? Sure.